Okay, before we move on to entertainment, uh, so this is what I did. Let's organize our sheet here, right? So we have clothing and incidentals, um, 215 a month. Then you have your healthcare, 355 a month. And I actually decided that here I would put personal care slash hygiene. I don't think that's spelling right. We'll fix it. And that equals $50 a month. I did spell hygiene correct. Good. Uh, so I added that in, right? So the personal care we just put here at $50 a month, bringing us down to healthcare, 355 a month. Okay, and I said I don't, high end, low end. That's debatable. When you get older, when you get to that point, that'll just, you're factoring it in now. That number may go up, may go down. These are in some cases ballpark numbers, but it's giving you an idea. So now we get to entertainment. Um, you're playing, you're streaming Netflix, all, $50. Your Netflix, your Disney Plus, your Hulu, your Crunchyroll, whatever subscriptions. I have several subscriptions. Um, so $50. Yeah, that's pretty. I could see that being our cost. Okay. You're going to the movies a few times a month or once, twice a month. Okay. Yeah, we'll go to the movies, me and my family. Now, here's the thing: traveling to parks, mountains. We don't do that monthly. We might do that once a year, or even twice a year, but that's rare. Okay, amusement parks, theme parks, and sporting events. We might do that once a year. So I'm just going to keep it with the home bundle and the fun bundle because we're talking monthly. Monthly, I absolutely could see myself spending $50. I'll buy games on Steam, or I will, or my Nintendo Switch. You have Disney Plus and Twitter and your Netflix, all that stuff, right? So absolutely sure. Fun bundle, yes. I say it's safe to say that I will go to the movies often enough to equal this much a month, 50 plus 75, right? So $125 a month on that kind of stuff. I could see myself spending that money. I don't spend that on adventures or amusement, or definitely I don't really go partying anymore. I'm an old man, but if those are things that you want to do, then go ahead and click them. If you do them regularly or you plan to do them regularly, right? I would say that even if I don't do these things, even if I don't go to the movies for a couple months, when me and my family do go to the movies, you're talking about movie tickets for 5 to 6 people, and then we'll make that like a going out to dinner kind of a thing. So yeah, the number can get up. Okay, so I will say entertainment being $125 is a pretty good estimate. So um, entertainment, right? Um, and then yes, $125 a month is a safe bet. Okay. Now going back to the reality check, we got miscellaneous. So other items, cookware, houseware, save up for a bike, I guess. Yeah, cookware and houseware. I'm actually not gonna. I mean, yeah, I guess if you want to put like this is a savings kind of a deal, but I really wouldn't put that because um, cookware you can get at the dollar store if you really are, in a bad spot. Your friends and family will give you stuff. If you have housewarming parties, if you have baby showers, these are the kinds of things. You go out someplace and you keep the souvenir cup. It I have a nice dinner set, but it was gifted to us. So I don't know if I would put $50 here because that doesn't seem very realistic to me. You could go to the dollar store if you really need to. I mean, and are you? This would be like a one-time purchase because it's not like I'm buying cookware every single month. So I don't know if that's equal. Now I do have a dog. Okay, does he cost $100 a month? If you average it, I guess, because the food that we buy him, and then if he's got to go to the vet, the vet can be expensive, so it might equal out. So okay, we'll go with that. Um, Now, here's where you say if you're going to go on a vacation once a year, you're not going on a vacation for $150 a month, okay? But if you put aside $150 a month, right? Now you have $1,800 to go on a vacation. That's a low end vacation. I don't, you might go to Galveston for $1,800. You're not going anywhere substantial for $1,800 because if you're trying to fly, you'll spend $1,000 just in airfare. But okay, you can have a decent vacation or be able to throw in $1,800 on a group vacation where everybody's putting in $1,800. So I say you could do it for $1,800. That's not a terrible deal, right? New electronics. Do you spend $200 a month? Well, you might, because like I'll put it this way: last year I bought a computer at $3,000. You divide that by 12, and I'm at $250 a month. Right? So that's actually pretty accurate. You might spend that much money. Okay, furniture and appliances. Yes, you got to buy a couch. I don't even. We could look up how much couches cost right now, or how much beds cost. I remember when I bought my bed. My bed was almost $3,000. So we just did 3,000. Two was 250. So yeah, your bed alone can cost you 250 a month. There's a lot of places where they'll let you buy the furniture and have it in your house and pay it off with no interest. Okay, that'll still cost you almost 250 a month once you start paying that off. So, I could definitely see those numbers being accurate. So I would keep them exactly the way they are. Okay. So that's miscellaneous. So we'll go to student loan debt. Okay. Now, your student loan debt is really dependent upon where you plan on going. Okay. What you plan on doing. I know there are some kids who say, oh, I'm going to drop out of school. There are some kids who say, I'm not going to college. I'm stopping after graduating from high school. This is almost a to be continued deal because what do you want to be? Okay. So I'm a teacher and you can be a teacher with a bachelor's degree, but I have a master's degree. I know there are teachers who have PhDs or professional degrees. It's what makes sense for you. Okay. Why are you doing whatever it is you're choosing to do? And how do you want to go about doing that? You could just get a certification for something. So this student loan debt is its own beast. I will say you could go into super detail on what this will look like. And as a reality check, I would just say, okay, let's assume everybody in the room is going to go to get their bachelor's degree, right? That may or may not be true, but let me put it to you this way. If you are currently saying, I'm not going to go to college, or, the worst case scenario, I'm going to drop out of high school, you're selling yourself short. You're young and you have a lot of options. By immediately cutting off your options and saying, I don't want to do this school thing, you're taking yourself out of a lot of positions in life. That's not smart. You want to open the most number of doors that you can for when you get older. Life is kind of a lot like a video game where in your youth, you are providing yourself opportunities for your adulthood. If you cut things off, you're closing those doors. That's not smart. So right off the bat, I would say everybody in the room should say, I'm going to get a private college degree. This would be U of H, Texas A&M. I went to Syracuse, University of St. Thomas. I mean, any Division I school. This is the ballpark. And then it's actually pretty accurate because you say 235 a month times 12 months, and that's actually low depending on Well, no, not necessarily, because I get you. Well, is Lone Star Lone Star? I guess you can get your bachelor's degree from Lone Star. Uh, it depends on the school. Let's get a real number on this. So let's go to student loan debt real quick. Let's go big. Um, I like Texas A&M. Okay, Texas A&M University. Okay, so let's actually go to a top-notch college, because if you go with Texas A&M, you're going to be comparable to a lot of universities um, in the world. So just right off the bat, we go to admissions, undergraduate admissions, and we'll just write okay, plain old freshman, right? And let's see if they actually will give us tuition rates. I don't see tuition. Hmm. Sometimes it's a little complicated to. Okay, scholarships, tuition information. To find the where how much does it cost button. uh, Tuition calculator. Okay. We're going to try to keep school as cheap as possible, shall we? So let's assume we were going to go uh, fall 2023. You're incoming freshman. Sure, we're locked. What major do we want? Uh, I'm a teacher, so I'll go with education. Okay. Sure, we're a full time student. Okay. Yeah, so this number because what did we get? 235, 235 a month, so times 12. They say 282. That is not accurate. That's not accurate. Resident tuitions. That's living in the state of Texas, living in by Texas A&M, which is where you are. You're commuting to work. They're going to charge you 6,000 a semester. Okay, so that's a semester. Okay, that's not. So that's fall semester, right? So that's what, August or September to December, right? So that's actually, that number needs to be doubled. Okay, so we say clear 6,237, and we multiply that by two. Sorry, two. Okay, so it's actually 12,000 a year, and you'll spend more than that. So just round it up to 20, 12, 12.5. It's actually more than 12.5, because you got your books. If you're commuting, you got how far is the drive. Also, you got to think Texas A&M is not close to Conroe. So are you driving to Texas A&M every single day? Probably not. You might get an apartment over there. So those numbers can go up. But just keeping it simple, okay, you have 12.5 a year for 4 years. Okay, so let's go to the reality, uh, and we can actually just click here, and we'll say education. And I'll drop this down to 18. Texas A and M, and then whatever you pick your university is totally up to you. Okay, and we said it is 12.5 a year. Okay, so how much would that be monthly? It's 1041 a month, 1042 a month. Okay, so 1040, 42 a month, right? So there we go. Um, okay, So I guess I'll just click there. uh, but we'll keep going. Okay. Bringing us to family. I have 3 children. So do I spend this much on my children a month? Sure. I could, I don't really know what the number is. It could be more, it could be less. Should I say average? Sure, we'll say average. Some people say I'm never going to have kids. You don't know that. Say at least you plan on having 1 kid. Okay, I put 3 because I have 3 kids. Okay, you don't know where life is going to take you. Now, here's the part that I'm going to say right off the bat. If you're not saving at least 10% of your income, I don't know what you're doing. Uh, that that is a lifesaver. I cannot tell you how many times saving 10% of my income or more, really more, is important. Okay, so we didn't add family, so yeah, let's add family. And I'm gonna do family. I could easily say uh, 3,000. 3,000 a month. Uh, we'll go with 2,000 a month. Okay, because honestly, this also goes into the savings part. Okay, so I'm actually, if I go back to this, I'm actually not going to click 10% of my income here. Uh, I'll say don't plan on saving any money because to be realistic, because we are talking about realism, this is about how much I do put away a month. This goes into, we might go on vacation. We could pay taxes with this. I don't really know. Okay. But I would say if I'm not spending it on my family, I'm saving it for my family. My daughter one time sucked too much helium on her birthday, and she blacked out for a second and hit her head on the kitchen table, and we had to go get her stitches. Okay, and that cost $1,600 right there. Not to mention it was her birthday, so we had bought all her presents and stuff. So yeah, I see that number is pretty accurate. Like things like that happen, and you don't plan for them. Now, just because I said save more, we'll put more. Sure, let's put more. Okay, it's good to roll big than not have enough. Okay, so let's go big. Why not? Okay, so here's the grand total. Projected based on Texas Reality Check, okay, is 132. So I'll go back to my reality, okay, and we could put totals. Totals, right, equals 132. Well, let's actually put the dollar sign, sure. Okay, $132,000. I can, tell you right off the bat, I make 60 as a teacher. So that means my wife makes the other 72. My wife actually makes more than 72. My wife makes more money than I do. Okay. But this is a combined income. Okay. Because we said we were going to have a family. Okay. So that you can also put that into perspective. So this is a big number. This is a realistic. I want to grow up. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to have a successful life. This is a very realistic number, 132. My wife actually makes more than 72. Okay, but we live decently because I'm educated. Because my wife is educated, and we both work together as a team to accomplish these goals. That is what it takes. Okay. So the last part is this is the total projection. Okay. Based on Texas Reality Check, TRC. So let's get the real number based on what we actually said, right? So let's do that now.